Hi, I'm Lily, and this is my erwc final, and I'm so sorry I didn't turn this in sooner. I know that I should have, and that's completely my fault. I'm a really bad procrastinator. So, yeah. So think about the last time that you failed at something. Maybe it was a test that you studied really hard for but still didn't do well on, or maybe you didn't make a team, or you forgot an assignment, or you didn't get a call back from an interview. Whatever it was, I'm guessing it didn't feel great. In school, failure is treated like something we should avoid at all costs. We're taught to chase good grades and perfect scores, but no one really talks about what happens when we don't succeed. What we're not told is that failure isn't the opposite of success. In reality, failure is a necessary part for it. Failure is what pushes us to our potential. When we fail, our brains are forced to stop and reflect. We have to ask ourselves what went wrong and how we can improve. If everything comes easily, then there's no real change happening. But when we struggle, when we make mistakes, that's when growth begins. For example, a student who fails a test and reviews their mistakes and changes their study habits is far more likely to improve than someone who never challenges themselves at all. Avoiding failure might feel safer, but it limits how much we can grow. Like everyone in this room, well, I guess I wrote the speech for a lot of people to be in the room, but like you and me, I've failed before. I've had moments where I didn't feel like I met my own expectations and felt disappointed in myself, and at the time it felt embarrassing, and it's easy to be discouraged after that. But looking back, those moments forced me to change, and I learned better ways to prepare, and I became more aware of my weakness, and I realized that one bad outcome didn't define who I was. As a high school student, I understand that pressure can feel heavy because I'm living it too. Even though failure can lead to growth, many of us are still terrified of it. That fear is everywhere in school. We're afraid of disappointing our parents, our teachers, or even ourselves. We pull all-nighters, panic over grades, and compare ourselves to everyone around us. And a single failure can feel like it defines our intelligence or our future. And that emotional weight can be overwhelming. But the truth is, failure does not define our worth. It shows that we tried and that we cared and that we were brave enough to take a risk. So, instead of viewing failure as something shameful, we should start seeing it as a stepping stone. Every mistake teaches us something, and every setback builds resilience. If we never allow ourselves to grow, or if we never allow ourselves to fail, then we cannot give ourselves chances to grow. That was crazy stutter. In the end, success isn't about being perfect or getting everything right the first time. It's about improving and moving forward. So the next time you fail, instead of asking yourself, what's wrong with me, try asking, what can I learn from this? Because failure isn't the end of the road. It's often where success begins. Thank you.